Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome back to Strategy in Small Doses. Just a quick minute, I haven't said it in a while, so I'm going to take a minute and remind you and ask you very, very nicely to go and leave a review for the podcast if you have not done so yet. If you are enjoying it, it really helps to expand the reach. And so for those of you that are fellow podcasters, you understand that Apple and all of these big names, they love to hear that listeners are actually listening, and even more so that they're enjoying it. So please take a minute to leave a review, and I greatly appreciate it. But anyway, all right, let's dive into today's topic, which is getting into the DMs. The most scary thing in the world. Oh my gosh, you want me to DM people? That's so spammy. No, we're going to talk about how to get into the DMs in a nice way. All right. And don't worry, I've got some help for you. I'm going to help you with this, and I'm going to make it less scary. But here's the one thing that I really want you to know is that you have to understand is that a lot of times conversion happens in the DMs. All right. And it does not have to be a spammy, nasty thing. It's conversation, right? It's you have new connections. I want you to think about the 4 C's here. You have new connections. Connections turn into conversations. Conversations turn into collaborations or clients, right? So 4 C's: connection, conversation, clients, collaboration. All right. Those are the things that are going to happen. You're making all these new connections, but if you're never having a conversation with them, what is the point, right? You've got to have conversations with people. You have to get to know them. All right. This is going to, I know a lot of you think, oh my gosh, to have all these conversations in the DMs, it's exhausting or it's so time consuming. Well, what's more time consuming? Having a conversation that could literally last you 5 minutes, or in the DMs and sending multiple DM messages in a day without being a spammy, nasty asshole. I promise you can do it. Or sitting there creating content and spending 30 to 45 minutes engaging and having all these random conversations with people that may or may not ever get to really know what you do or who you are. Okay. You want to get to know your connections. You want to build those relationships. And so if you want to make this so easy, again, remember, it's conversation. Talk to people in the DMs in the same way you would talk to them if you were standing face to face with them. If you were at a networking event, you would not walk up to them and be like, "Hi, my name's Michelle. Do you want to do business with me? Hi, my name's Michelle. I would love for you to check out my new program." You wouldn't do that, right? You might say, "Hey, I'm Michelle. So nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit more about what you do. How long have you been a member of this networking event? Like, is this new? Tell me about your business." Or, "Hey, I see that you're drinking red wine. The wine is really good today, isn't it? Like, this is a great wine at this networking event." Whatever, like you would have those conversations, okay? The same holds true in the DMs if you take the time to get to know the people that you are connecting with. So, a couple things I want you to do. You ready? Get your pen, get your paper. Number 1, pick 1 day per week. You should have an admin day scheduled. If not, go listen to my episode on structuring your work week. But during your admin time, spend 30 minutes, block it out, make an appointment with yourself, and go through your new connections that you've made that week. All right. No matter what platform you're on, your new connections will usually show up in your recently added or new or something like that. It's very easy to see your new connections. All right. Go through and look at them and see how many of them have you actually connected with. If you have not sent them a message, it's a very simple message. "Hey, Michelle, so great to connect with you. I appreciate you taking the time to accept my friend request or my connection request, whatever it is. I'd love to get to know you more. Like, how's your day going?" Have a conversation. Just reach out to them and let them know. All right. I have an entire script that you can use. There's like over 30 something scripts. I'll make sure the link is in the show notes for you. If you really don't know what to say, I got your back. I promise you, I've created these scripts for this reason, because there's so much power in DMs, but 90% of you spend too much time overthinking the DMs. And so therefore you don't do it. So I'm going to take all your excuses away. I've given you all the scripts. So there's no overthinking. All you have to do is they're plug and play, right? And just adapt them to your voice. If you never say hey and you say hi, then you change it. That's as simple as it gets. All right. So anyways, 1 day per week, you're going to go through and you're going to look at your new connections and you're going to send a message. You can send a voice memo. You can send a note, just like a text. But you just want to say, hey, I appreciate you. That's it. Or, hey, it's so great to connect with you. Tell me more. I'd love to learn more about you. All right. That's number one. Number two, go back through the content that you've posted throughout the week. You can do this on your email marketing. You can do this on your social marketing. You can do this on blogs. You can do this on your podcast per se. You can do this in your Facebook group. Wherever you're showing up, I want you to go back through and look at your posts that you've put up for the week or whatever it is, however you show up. And I want you to look at the people that have engaged with you, right? If they've engaged with you, they obviously are open, most of the time they're open to some kind of conversation. So then your message says, hey, Michelle, thanks so much for engaging on my post about self-sabotage. I really appreciated your comment or whatever. Like, make the conversation relevant to whatever that post was about per se, or, hey, I see that you posted that you're having trouble with this. If you can offer them a quick tip. Again, some people don't like unsolicited advice. I accidentally did that to somebody and I got a very stern note back. It happens. I wasn't trying to be, but I was just making conversation. So you don't have to offer advice. Just say, hey, I appreciate you engaging on my content. Or, hey, what's happening exciting for you this week? Anything going on in your business? I've been having that conversation with multiple people all week long, and it's amazing to hear what people have going on. They love to share what's happening, what's exciting, what are you reading? Just make it conversational, right? The goal is to get them offline. At some point, you only go back and forth in the DMs a few times before you say, hey, I'd love to get on a chat with you, right? Because again, the conversion happens offline for the most part. So you want to get them on a chat. You have a couple qualifying conversations, and then eventually you want to speed up the process, get them on the phone, right? You could do this one per week. I'm not saying you have to have 6 conversations a week or more. 1 per week is all I'm asking you to do. It will make a huge difference. And then, when people see that you're in the DMs, they're going to start to see your content more, right? There's so much that goes into this. So look back through your posts and see who you've engaged with. Then the third thing that you can do is go back through your DMs of people that you've talked to a while back, whether or not they have contacted you, whether you've had a coffee chat with them. Hopefully, if you have these coffee chats and connections, you have some kind of list that you're keeping track of them on, Excel, ClickUp, etc. And just go back, check and see what they're up to. Go and actually take a minute to see what's new in their life. Don't just send them a random message, but make sure something's new if they're launching a new program, and just send a message. Hey, I see you're launching this new program. How exciting. Tell me more. Love to hear about it. How's it going, etc. The other thing that you can do, and then number 4, is follow up with older clients. Reopen the conversation. Hey, how's it going? Haven't talked to you in a while. What's new? Talk about that. All right. There is no problem with that. And there is also no problem with actually sharing your offers, especially if you think it's somebody that would be very, very interested in your offer. The reality is you can always blame the algorithm. I do this all the time. I talk about it in the scripts that I use, and it's true. How many times I've sent somebody a message and said, hey, the last we talked, you mentioned that you might be interested in this program the next time I launched it. I'm not sure if you've seen my post about it, but I did launch it, and I wanted to just make sure you saw it. You know how many people I have had say to me, oh my God, thank you so much. I didn't see it. I had no idea. You can't rely on people to see your stuff. So if you casually do it, I just had a client that did this to somebody that she had been talking with a while back. She was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I've got this program. It's this 10-day challenge I'm running. I think you would like it. You mentioned it. And I just wanted to let you know, I'm not sure if you've seen it. That person hadn't seen it and they signed up, right? It's casual. When you do it in a nice way to say, hey, I wanted to make sure you saw this because I know you mentioned that you were interested. If somebody gets annoyed by it, that's on them. Okay. Again, that is on them. You can't control their reaction to it. All you can do is control your actions. If they choose to get annoyed by that because you're trying to just do something nice, they're not your ideal client anyways. Okay. That's what you have to remember, is that if somebody responds poorly to you, that is their personal interpretation. You cannot take it personally. It is what it is. If that's how they're going to respond, then they're giving you a real clear heads up of who they are and what style they have. And you might decide I don't want to work with them anyways, right? So don't take it so personally. Just know that they're giving you the information you need to make a decision as to whether or not they'd be an ideal client, referral partner, collaborator, etc. All right. So Get into the DMs. You have 4 tasks. Pick 1 day per week, go through your new connections. Look at the posts you've put up and send a message to the people that you have engaged. Send a message to people that you haven't talked to in a while that you talked to previously, and follow up with your old clients. If you need help with all of this, click the link in the show notes, grab my DM scripts, and start taking action. Okay? No more overthinking. Plug and play, copy paste, send the message, start the conversation. All right? I'll talk to you soon.